Oh, wait. Oh, I think we're live, bro. Live and direct.
Live and direct. Nice.
Yeah, we
I've never
are
been I've
live and
never been alive before.
live and erect. I mean direct.
Easy, easy, easy.
Easy,
My
take
mom
it.
my mom might watch.
Oh yeah, amen. Yeah, I'm gonna. Sorry,
We gotta be
mom.
careful.
Sorry, mom. Love you.
Just in case, hey, mom, just in
Yeah,
case you didn't know, this guy. See, if I point this way, am I pointing at you?
you are pointing at me that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this guy right
So I have
here,
to point
I
this way
think
to
that I
point to
think
you.
that you gave birth to him at one point too, and you didn't know it. So
Didn't know
yeah.
that. So yeah, well, this is a new dealio. If you watched my stream, my lovely Saturday stream last weekend, you'd know this was coming. But my name's Will,
My name's Jamie.
and this is the Will and Jamey podcast. And this is something new we're trying out. I just want a disclaimer for all those other BV arbiters and all those folks. This was not my idea, so don't be all pissy with me because I didn't invite you, okay? All right. Because you
So
know
they
how
can
that.
get so they can get pissy with
Well,
me.
they get pissy with you because they won't change their icon to the poop emoji for you. They'll just do it for me. So
I got you. Good.
so this all came about. So we're just gonna start out by saying, uh, what we're doing. So what we're doing is Jamie contacted me about a week and a half ago, and said he wanted to do a program with me. So we hashed that out. He told me what he wanted to do, and I told him what I wanted to do, and I think we're gonna kind of try and meet in the middle somewhere. Okay, so that's the plan, and it's gonna be this is gonna be one of those things we're gonna work on this format. We're not sure how it's gonna go or where it's gonna go. You know, we might have guests down the road, maybe next week. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Basically, what we're doing here tonight is we're streaming this to Facebook tonight, so you Facebook fans can check it out. If you want to help us out in any way, that's fine. We're down with that. We also if there's any artists out there that want to help with the graphics on this thing, I mean, I know they're beautiful and I did them myself, but I'm not the greatest graphical guy, so there's a lot of
That we
things we could
know.
do. Yes, we could do a lot of things going forward. I've made a lot of graphics for Battle Vortex. So basically, what we're going to be discussing, though, is we're going to be doing a lot of different topics, everything from games to real world issues to, you know, TV shows, movies, all kinds of things. Food,
I
maybe, I don't know, everything. Uh,
I call it. I've explained it to people saying it's about everything and anything and nothing all at the
exactly.
same time.
That's exactly what it's
Kind of
about.
like the Seinfeld show, but less pretty people.
Yeah. Well, except that we're really awesome.
Yeah, well, whatever. We
So, go ahead.
delusions of grandeur we have. I know. So
I'm not kidding, man. If my mother was still alive, she would agree.
my mom is, and she might. So
She might agree. I'm gonna ask.
yeah.
We're gonna get your mom on the show. I
Okay.
think
Oh
we're
my
gonna
gosh.
ask her about that. Say, Mom, look, we want to know are we good looking guys? And I want to see what the answer is there.
I know what she'll say.
You do? Okay, that's
Oh,
good. So the so one of the issues I'm having on Facebook is it's really hard to track the comments. So we're going to try to track any comments that happen, but if we don't get to you for any reason, we don't see the comment or whatever, we'll try and go through later, one or both of us, and we'll try to answer any questions you guys have or, respond to anything you might say on during the show because we're not so Facebook's not as friendly a platform with the community on this format where I'm looking at Facebook on another computer over here, and I've got it up, and if the comments appear, then I'll see them. But it's not like the phone where you're on the phone. When I'm on the phone, the little comments just scroll up right in front of me, and I can just read them while I'm talking into the camera. So
and I can't see your live broadcast other than I can watch YouTube and see if the comments are coming up, but I won't be able to keep track of them
Facebook,
as we're going. So
yeah,
on
Facebook.
Facebook, I'm sorry. So yeah, so whatever you're doing, I can't see everything that's happening live for you. I can see when people are actually doing it on Facebook.
Okay, yeah. So if we see something, we're not sure how we're going to handle the comment thing yet because we're going to have there's going to be a more of a structure going forward. We're going to try and work out a structure, and we're going to try to work out a lot of things. Just like any other show that we've ever done on BV, it's pretty much you just pull the trigger and you see what happens, and then you make adjustments accordingly.
Yeah. And then you get some guy on there that knows a lot more than anybody else, and then and that's how you go. But right
That's
now,
right.
just
That's
us.
right. Just us chickens, right?
Well, hey, Will, let me just kind of go back for a little bit. You kind of talked about how this all got started. Let me just kind of tell you where I was when I contacted you.
Where were you?
last few weeks. Yeah. Basically what it was, I was starting to miss the time we used to have with Battle Pirates. Battle Pirates ended, and we did that last show in November, and that was a hoot, and I really, really enjoyed myself. But
You did enjoy yourself.
I did enjoy myself,
I know.
but the thing is, though, is that I kind of felt like there was something more. Like there was some other things. My headphones are crooked or something. I don't know what's going on. Anyways, yeah, it's my head too. I got a big head. But I felt like I was missing something, where I enjoyed not playing Battle Pirates, because Battle Pirates is a pain in the butt, guys. I get it, but I enjoyed doing the show more than I did playing the game.
Yeah.
And so I was thinking about it, and I started watching your shows that you were starting to put out on Facebook Live, and I saw that you were becoming more real. It was less about a video game and about some stuff that was going on in your life. And I thought, I've been wanting to do something like that for a long time. Now, we are going to still talk about video games, and we are going to still talk about these things, but I wanted to be able to talk to you about you, because we've got a unique, people may not understand, but you and I have a unique relationship, not only via Battle Pirates, but just how our lives intersected each other at this particular point. So that's where I was at. I was at this place where I'm like, man, I want to do something, and I want to do something that means something, and whether that means something to everybody or not may not be there, but I will tell you that there's somebody that's going to watch this show, that's going to watch this broadcast, and they're going to connect with something that we say, whether it's this week or next week or the week after, when we find what our niche is, because we don't know what our niche is yet. It could be video game stuff. It could be real life stuff, whatever. We don't know. Yeah. But we're just going to leave it open. But that's kind of where I was. I was like, hey, you and I have a unique situation, and I think we need to exploit that and try to see if we can get out there and just have some fun. My thing is I wanted to have fun. Wanted to have an adult beverage. Am I allowed to do that on Facebook Live?
I don't know.
Okay, we will.
Well, they can't prove what's in that glass.
That's right.
The only one that might get in trouble is me, and I cover the label. So.
It's Coke Zero.
Yeah. Coke
anyways,
Zero, yeah.
But we will probably eventually have a little drinking word for those past fans of the Battle Pirates Talk Live, because I'm sure there'll be some things.
We did that on all the shows. So the Vega.
We've done that on every show. So we may
not Talk Live, all of them. So
that has always worked. So we probably will end up doing that. But that's where I was at when I contacted you. Is that I was missing doing something out there, not because I wanted to put things out on YouTube and try to make money, because as well as I do that doesn't work.
Well, we're not even on YouTube. We're on Facebook.
Exactly.
We're not even trying that. I mean, yeah, sure. If people want to support the show, that's fine. I mean, there are ways to do that, but it's not our main focus. I mean, there are other platforms where I do push it more. Like the Twitch channel, stuff like that. I do push it more, but I still don't get anything, so it doesn't matter. And I don't stop doing it even if I don't get anything. So it's not like, I have a day job, so like I pay for everything. Okay, I've always paid for everything.
Oh wait. I always heard that Kixeye used to pay you.
I wish they did. If they did, they didn't send the checks to the right place. I'm pretty pissed. Somebody stole all my money.
Maybe they sent them to your twin brother from another
Yeah,
mother.
maybe you got some kickbacks that I don't know about.
That's how I got me the R2D2.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense now.
Yeah,
I'm starting
from
to,
the Big Lots. That's how much
I'm
money
starting to
Kicks I
understand.
paid me from the Big Lots.
Well, let's tell them. Let's tell. I don't know if you want to tell it. You tell
Sure.
it pretty good, but let's tell them what's the unique situation. What is it about us that's unique?
Well, way back when we first started doing Battle Pirates, I remember watching you and what was the dude's name that plays War Commander that had the
Oh,
bald head?
Rocket.
Rocket. I used to listen to you guys do Battle Pirates, and I said, hey, I want to come on that show, and you welcomed me in with open arms.
You said you could do better than me, and I was like, oh, good. Come on then.
And I'm pretty sure that I did.
Yeah, you did.
So.
There's no doubt. I had no doubt.
So I came in and we began this relationship, but then all of a sudden we started to realize when we got around birthdays that you and I's birthday was on the same day.
The same
and
day.
then we realized that our birthdays were not only on the same day, they were in the same exact year.
Exactly.
So we are both born on October 27th, 1966. And if I say that and you go, oops, wait, we're wrong. But you're right?
No, that's
so
correct.
we are both approaching 52 years old. We both have similar things. I was going to tell you about this. I don't know if you remember this or not, but you posted something on Facebook recently where you used to work at a hotel.
Yeah. The Hilton, yeah.
I worked at a hotel, Fear. I was an audiovisual guy at a local hotel in Orlando when I was in my late 20s, early 30s, and so you and I are so much alike it's ridiculous.
I know, and the weird thing is I'm really I've done audiovisual for other companies.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. I didn't realize we both do AV as well. So that's good. That's another thing.
So you're kind of so that is the unique relationship that you and I have that we are exactly the same age, exactly the same day, and we didn't know that. It just was by happenstance that we came across each other.
We live far away from each other too.
Yeah, it's not like we live anywhere near each other like my mom had twins. Now I will tell you that if you look at us, we both suffer from a disease. It's the mid-age midriff. Okay.
Midriff, yeah.
All right. And the other thing too is that we both can't see worth nothing, so we wear glasses.
We both wear glasses.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I have a little bit more hair than you have, so I'm not sure how that's working, but I'm pretty sure that I do. I'm just telling you.
I'm not gonna even.
I'm not gonna fight that.
If it's just on the head, maybe, but anywhere else, yeah, I probably got you beat.
Right. So we have something in common with each other. So one of the premises of what I propose to you is that we talk about things that relate to us. But you and I, if you notice, turn your head sideways. You wear black headphones. I wear white. Everything that we do, whether it's in video games or in real life things, I guarantee you we tend to float towards the other direction from each other. Even though we are exactly the same age and we're very similar in likes and taste and things, when I play a video game, the first thing I go to is the good guys. The first thing you go to for is what? The bad guys, right? The dark side. So if you look behind me, I have things on here, like my R2D2 and my resistance thing, and I've got a lightsaber over on the wall over here,
Yeah, I have that too, but they're at work. But here, I'll just to give you an idea. Here's my picture on my wall.
Right, and.
Yeah, he's got the
I'll do my,
see, but this is the right guy. This is Darth. That's the right guy right there. So
we have similar taste and we have similar backgrounds, but some of the things we do are a lot different. And I think we're going to find that out. One of the things, the premises of what we're going to do is that not only are we going to find out about as far as the gaming world, but I think we're going to find that out in real life too, because there might be certain things that Fear and I, or Will and I, I was going to say Fear and Captain Nash, we're going to use our real names here because we're going to be talking about some real life things. We're going to try our hardest to probably stay away from a lot of religion and politics, but it might enter in. But the last thing I want to hear me out, Will.
I'm not scared.
the last thing that I want to happen is anybody to tune out because we're talking politics. I hate not being able to. There are certain movies and people, actors and things that I just don't want to go to because I want them to shut their mouths and act. I don't want to hear their political bullies. I got mine, you got yours. Let's just deal with it. So we might touch on things a little bit, quote unquote, touch on them, but I don't want to get too deep into it because I want people to have fun, because the whole goal of entertainment is to get you out of what's going on in real life. And so, to some people, politics and religion are depressing, okay, for them. And so I think pretty soon you'll find out exactly where you and I are at on the spectrum, but it's not going to matter. It's not going to matter because I want to make sure people understand that, it is what it is. And people can get along with each other whether they believe exactly the same thing or not. That's the thing. So, anyways,
well, I'm pretty sure I'm right here. I'm pretty sure you and I would disagree on some things.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, I'm positive of it. I mean, even though we don't discuss those things, we are on each other's Facebooks, and we've probably seen things that we're like, I didn't know that.
I try not to I try not to post too many things that are derogatory because I'm one of these people that says if I go by the Eeyore ideology. The Eeyore says if I don't have anything good to say, just don't say it at all. Was it Eeyore or was that Piglet?
Yeah, it's probably not Eeyore. Eeyore was a little more
Eeyore was
dark. He's more on my side of the fence.
Hey, somebody will let us know if we were wrong, right?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. They are posting in the comments, so I'm seeing them now. Yeah. So, welcome. One of my first hosts of videos on there, Painkiller, and Brandon, Alpha Wolf's on as well. Hi, guys. So let's talk about that. What was I just thinking? I just was thinking of something, I just forgot it. Well, let's talk about why we gravitate. Why do you gravitate towards the good guys and why I gravitate towards the bad guys? How's that sound? Okay. So
let me hear you first, and then I'll
care. Well, do you care if I say like where you live exactly, or?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, so Nash, he lives in Nashville,
mm-hmm.
and me, Will, I live in Colorado. So there's differences there in just the states alone. Obviously, I'm more Midwest, and he's a little bit more towards the East Coast ish.
Rednecks.
Okay, fine. He's more rednecky than I am, which is why I know we disagree on a lot of shit. Because I'm in a pretty liberal state, and I don't know, is your state liberal or Democrat?
No.
Or it's Republican.
It is a straight up red state.
Okay. All right. So there's the two differences right there. Now we already know we'll disagree on politics, but I don't live in Colorado because of that. But I just have always dealt with it.
You live there because of the pot.
Yeah. But I lived here way before that was a thing.
Oh, okay. I got you.
So I mean, I've been here my entire life. Did you come from?
I am from Orlando, which I might as well be from the Midwest.
Close enough.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, the thing is like when I was growing up and stuff, and when I always watched all the movies and TV shows and stuff, mostly movies, I always loved the bad guys. They were I mean, like Darth Vader was a seriously badass dude. You know what I'm saying? But when I started playing video games, okay, is when I really kind of made a decision where I wanted to go. Okay, when I started playing video games was when I decided like, well, I'm not that kind of person in real life, but I like that they're badasses. So I want to be the badasses. And I know the good guys are badasses too, but you just, if you take Luke Skywalker and put him next to Darth, Darth's a badass. I mean, he's the one. I mean, Luke was not he is a badass, but he's not like Darth. Like Darth, put fear into these people, and he would, do his whole breathing thing, and he was and it was James Earl Jones. I mean, you can't go wrong with that guy. I mean, if I could get him to do voiceovers for me, I'd buy that sucker in a minute. But I could take But I'm just saying, so I always wanted to play, since it was a role-playing game, that was one of the main games I got into. That's why I started going, okay, so, and I joined a guild in one of the first role-playing games I really got into, besides D&D and things like that. But in D&D, I was probably mostly a neutral or an evil, like towards like a neutral evil, or chaotic neutral or something like that, because I always wanted the option to do something bad if I wanted to. You know what I mean? I never just wanted to be. I didn't want to be lawful good or anything like that, because I didn't want to. I didn't want to deal with all that. I wanted to deal with more towards the darker side, just in case. It's not always the case. Even though I play evil characters in games, I'm not necessarily always acting on that. Like, I will if I'm forced to. Even today, if I'm playing a game and I see a guy out there, and we got him outnumbered 3-1, we're probably not going to go gank him. But if he does something, then we will. You know what I mean? Like, if he provokes me, then I would say let's kill him. That's just destroy him. And that's kind of how I am. I'm not like that. But anyway, when I started playing games like Ultima Online and stuff, the guild I joined was evil guild, and they were called what they call PKs. Uh-oh. Yeah, we just lost Jamey. Hopefully he'll be able to come back. So we, dealt with that. And yeah, I'll just keep going. But so
Can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, just my camera is just
Yeah, it's frozen.
screwing up. So
You got a really
yeah,
nice. It's a really nice meme
it's
face you got going on there. Yeah.
very pensive looking.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I can still hear you though.
Yeah, I
Yes.
can hear you too.
The dark side, eh? So anyway, that's kind of why I went that way. And when we started playing, so I kind of just to kind of expand the story just a little hair. I'm sorry, but when we started fighting with these other groups, the good guys, so to speak, they were called antis or anti PKs or whatever. They
Hmm.
were the good guys in the game, and their job was to, if we killed somebody and took all their stuff, then they would call these guys up that were kind of like the I guess you'd call them bully hunters, but which is just kind of a joke, but um, they would call the bully hunters, and then they would come and kill us for them. But when I started meeting these people, and I started talking to them, I realized, they're not bad people, and then they started figuring out, well, he's a really nice guy. I mean, why is he so nice? It's like, well, because that's how I am in real life. It's not what I am. I mean, what I play in a game doesn't necessarily define my personality, and that's the same with you, Jamey. I mean,
Yeah,
you're not. I mean, you play the good guys. That's great, but that doesn't mean that you're necessarily going to run into a burning building or something. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean that. You may
yeah,
do that, but it doesn't
yeah.
mean you're going to.
Yeah, well, and that's what, sorry that my camera's not working for some reason. It's decided it wanted to turn completely off.
Yeah.
But you can hear me, so I'm gonna just keep going until
All right.
I can figure out how to get it going. But
Yeah.
but one of the things that the way I grew up was that I grew up in a Christian home, where mom drugged me to church, and so when I play any video game, I tend to gravitate towards. I have a hard time being mean. Does that make sense to you? I have a
Well,
hard time.
yeah.
I really have a hard time with that. Like, I was playing Knights of the Old Republic. You remember that? You know that game, the Sith
Yeah.
Lords. It was
Yeah.
what it was
Yeah.
called, and I love that game. And for the life of me, I played it so many times, I could not work myself to the dark side. Couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I just every time I tried, because I knew that they were powerful and I knew they were, but I could not do it. My brain won't do it. To this day, I have a hard time working my way through to that kind of stuff. So, and it was, and even if, do you ever watch, uh, do you watch, what's that show on TV on CBS that's been on forever? Survivor. You ever watch Survivor?
No, I don't like
Okay,
reality
did you
shows.
ever watch Survivor? Did you ever see it at all?
Not
Well,
much. I mean, I've seen parts of it and things like that, but I've never watched it.
you would be you'd be the kind of person that would get on there and want to make
Oh, I would
deals
be
and
one of the
break
bad
deals
guys.
and
Yeah, I would
yeah,
be a bad guy.
and I could not.
Yeah.
because I cannot. I mean, I have thought about this over and over again that I cannot be that guy. I can't.
Yeah.
That's not my personality. And so, even when I was at the height of playing video games like playing Battle Pirates, and we're doing that, when it came to hitting in sector and getting really nasty when you needed to get nasty, very, very, very difficult for me. And like I said, I don't know why that is. I don't know if it was because of the way I was brought up, because of the way I am. I don't know that, but I do know that I just could not gravitate towards the dark side, even though I knew that the dark side was seemed to be a little stronger and a little bit a little bit more fun.
I think for me, I had a lot of encouragement from my friends that were able to do that.
Uh-huh.
And even though I felt like, I remember, especially in Ultima Online, I felt like, when the first time that they took me out and we went and we saw this guy or whatever, and he was a miner or some shit, and he had a pack mule, and we wanted to rob him.
Uh-huh.
When they went and killed him, I felt horrible. Like they killed him and stripped him naked. Like he's laying there in his skivvies, right? So I'm going,
Yep.
oh, and I'm like, oh my God, that's terrible, and I always felt really bad. But by the same token, though, I like playing something that I'm not. You know what I mean? Like you seem
Right.
to gravitate towards what you are or what
Yes.
you feel like that's the
I
right
agree.
thing to do. And I do that too. But I also always leave, like, every game, if it has some sort of karma system, I always
Uh-huh.
end up in the middle. If I
Yeah.
really want to go all the way bad or all the way good, I have to force myself to do it.
Yeah.
Like, cheat the system to get it to go all the way. In Ultima, it wasn't that hard because you just had to kill people, and I always did that with a bunch of friends. I'm not much of a solo guy. Like, I don't want to just like take everybody. Oh, let's do one on one, one on one, one on. I'm like, I don't care about one on
Right.
one. Let me bring my 5 friends with me, and then we'll one on one with that. How about that? I'm not that guy. I'm a ganker. I
Yeah.
love to gank people.
I
If
got you.
Yeah, I'm a gang guy. That's why I got Battle
Wow.
Vortex. I'm a gang guy. I like to like have a gang, dude, my buddies, and then if I'm mad about something, they just go kill them. I don't even have to. Half the time, I didn't even have to participate.
Right.
Just like, yeah, okay, whatever. Just he looked at me funny, and they'd be like, poof, and jump on him.
Yeah.
So it's
Yep.
like, I don't know. I think that's kind of why. But I mean, in reality, in real life, I'm very, very nice and I'm helpful and I like to help people and
Oh yeah.
help an old lady get her groceries to the car or whatever. I mean, I'm all about that. But in the
Well,
games, I go on the extreme. I go the other way. So
exactly. And that's the thing. I mean, it's just some people. I have a hard time drawing a line between that. Okay, I just
yeah,
have a hard time. And so what I do is I just don't deal with it. I just go, you know what? I'm gonna be a good guy, or
no,
I'm gonna be or what do you used to call them? You used to call them sector protectors or
yeah. Well, it's
care
basically like an
bearers
anti.
or
Well, yeah, that's the same kind of thing as an anti PK. Like you would protect the sector from the assholes or whatever you call
yes,
them, which was what we were, which was a PK. So we would have been on
yeah,
opposite sides of that fence. Like
yeah,
we would have been the group to go in and wipe out all the bases in a sector. That would be what.
yeah,
That's all my groups I've ever been with would do that.
right,
And you would be those guys that'd be like, dun, 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 Dirk the Daring, go in there
exactly,
and protect the princess and all that shit. We love those guys because that's
yeah,
our main competition.
sure,
But when you want to, especially in a fighting game, such as Battle Pirates or whatever, you have to have competition. What
yep,
happens a lot in games like Kickside games is that there's competition, but then those guys all realize that they're all the same, the same cloth, and then they all make friends with each other, and then they have nobody to fight, and then they're all upset. We're like,
exactly,
Kickside needs to make them so they have to fight us. It's like, no, not really. No, they don't have to do that. That's not whatever. The majority of people don't want to fight like that.
right,
You got to understand, PvP and especially there's a huge bell curve on that. Like there's a couple people at the top, a
yep,
handful, and then the rest of us are way down on the end of the. If you look at it like a bell, right? Like a Liberty Bell. A lot
uh-huh,
of people are down on the bottom of that bell, and then there's a couple people way at the top of the bill, and that's the ones that all make friends with each other, and then they get mad because they don't have any competition.
Right.
So, and that's the way it goes in a lot of games. They do that. Now there's some new games out. I mean, there's some new games that are great because you're not really taking a good or versus bad, which is most of the games I play is good versus evil. But there's a
Right.
lot of games where there is no good versus evil. It's just everybody versus everybody. And something just popped up.
What happened?
Oh, I don't know. You must have changed this thing.
Yeah.
It just popped open my your camera's still stuck, but
Yeah, it is.
yeah. So let me just make sure. Yeah, you're still stuck.
Well, do this. Talk about what you're talking right now, okay?
Okay.
And then let me turn off, and you can invite me back in and see if I can get back in, okay?
All right, that's fine. We could do that.
All right, we try that. And this is, and guys, you got to understand is that we're working out technical difficulties and that kind of thing too. So I don't know why my camera went off, but stuff happens.
I
So,
don't know. It happens. It'll
so
work
anyways,
itself out.
so we'll get that figured out. But it should take me about 45 seconds to get back in. I hope. If not, I'll be in just talking. So I'm gonna kick out real quick, and then I'll be right back.
Okay. So anyway, yeah. So the like I said, I'm kind of a big fan of MMOs. So I like to play games which is a massively multiplayer online games, and mostly they're kind of a D&D type thing. And so we're gonna sorry we're shit. Let me remove this real quick. Sorry about this, guys. Like I said, we'll try and get it to work out. I'm gonna call Jamey back now. Get him on the horn here. There he is. He's working again. Let me pull him out here and
Dun dun dun
dun dun dun
dun.
dun. Add a source screen
I just have a
capture.
feeling it's gonna be like this a lot. Oh, hello! I'm right in the middle. I like it.
Yeah, you're not
I
staying
think I
there.
like it. Okay, tell me where you're at while you're doing this. What were you talking about?
I
I
was
can't
just
remember.
talking about that's the kind of game that I really gravitate towards is MMOs with massively multi
Yeah.
online because it's like D&D and I was a big fan, when I was young and when you were young, D&D
Hmm.
was really as far as role playing goes, that was the game. Like everybody,
Right.
I had groups of friends and we'd go play all night and drink the Jolt Cola and
Yep.
all that shit and
Now
you
I want to
know
ask you a question. Do you think that I was allowed to play Dungeons and Dragons?
probably not because you were brought up a little bit more religious than I was. So.
Yep, exactly. Not a little bit, probably a lot bit more. That's the
Yeah.
thing, and that's the thing too is that I have a hard time with. We were talking about earlier tonight. We were talking when we weren't on the air. We were talking about horror movies and that kind of
Yeah.
thing, and how you don't like them and I don't like them. But that's because that's part of my upbringing was that we weren't allowed to do that kind of stuff. We were. I
Yeah.
mean, I was at Dungeons and Dragons, dude. I used to sit in Sunday school classes and hear about why I wasn't allowed to do that. Okay, why
Yeah.
that was a bad thing.
Mhm.
And just to bring it all around full circle, last night you guys had me download a game called what was it called?
Black Desert Online.
No. What's the
Oh.
game?
Oh, the Gods of War or something.
Gods of War. And
Something like
okay, I'm
that.
thinking, okay, Gods of War. I'm going to download this, and Jesus is fighting people, and I'm thinking to myself,
I told you.
I am personally going to hell. Okay, I'm
You
just
are.
saying. I mean, I thought it was funny, but I am one of those Christian
Oh,
guys
I'm sorry. It's
that
called
has a
Fight of Gods. I'm sorry.
fight
Sorry.
of gods. That's
Yeah.
exactly right. And I will tell you that I'm one of those Christian guys that actually has a sense of humor. That I actually I do think that things are funny, and there is a line, but I don't think that was the line, but it was kind of funny. Jesus beating up on
Dude,
Genghis
when
Khan
I
or
saw
whatever
that,
it was.
I was like, I told I told my friend Nachos that I was like, dude, I
This
cannot
is wrong.
stream this. This is blasphemous
Mm.
as all get out.
I thought this very same thing, but you know what? I played it that one time. That
And
was
it's
it.
funny. It's funny as hell, though. I mean, it is funny, but
It
it's
is
just
funny.
one of those games. I was like, if I stream this, I'm gonna get this like
You're gonna get a lot of
wave
problems.
of
Yeah.
hate. And I was
Yes.
like, no. And then I said, well, I'll try it. So I bought it because it was only like $4. It's on Steam for like $4.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, I'll try it. And I started, and I had trouble with it because it needs a controller to get to the menu in the
Yes.
system. You can't do it on keyboard and mouse. So, and I was struggling with it, and it just irritated, and the sound was like super loud, and I couldn't figure out how to turn it down.
And so what'd you do?
I stopped messing with it. But
And now you have a what?
I probably my soul I might still go to heaven. I don't know.
No, no, no.
But
But now you have a controller. I
oh
saw
yeah,
you bought
yeah,
it.
oh yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah.
you are not going to not play the game,
Well,
Where
this is for a different game though. This isn't for my
Street Fighter.
Yeah, it's for Street Fighter. Here,
But
I
you
didn't
could
get to
use that.
share with everybody. This is my new joystick I bought for playing Street Fighter. It's very old school. It's got the,
Yep. Finish him.
finish them. Yeah, it's actually got extra buttons because I think the original Street Fighter 2 only had 6 buttons,
Yeah.
but
So
I've
I
got
will
Street
say,
Fighter 5 now.
I will tell you this though. I mean, after I laughed and giggled at that game for a few minutes, I was like, that's going to be one of those games that is going to be. I
You're
will
gonna
tell
have
you,
to.
I had money on my Stream account that left over from where a gift card or something.
Mhm.
That's why I bought it. I had no idea that it was going to be Jesus fighting with chunks
Oh
of wood
man,
stuck to his hand.
that's like
I thought for sure.
yeah,
I was like, there was a moment there where I was like, I think that I'm going to hell. I think that
yeah,
there's going to be trouble, and it made me feel that the picture of the picture of Jesus, like Jesus your homeboy or whatever.
yeah, yeah, buddy
It's
Jesus.
I feel that same way. Hey,
Yeah,
buddy.
hey, buddy.
I mean, I feel the same way. I think it's funny. But I'm like, in the end, I'm like, I wouldn't wear a T-shirt with that on it, just because I just don't want to have too many people giving me. I mean, I like to try to stay away from getting grief and giving grief on a pretty regular basis. At least I try. So,
Well,
anyways,
so
so
yeah,
that's
I
the
mean,
reason
but
why the
your
whole
parents were pretty strict about the
my
religious
my
stuff,
mom
right?
my mom
Your
was my
mom was,
mom
right?
was
Okay.
yeah my
Well,
dad wasn't yeah
my mom was Catholic, but my dad was a Protestant. I don't. What do they call that? Unequally yoked or something? I don't know if that's unequally yoked or whatever, but
to some people yeah
yeah. But their deal was we were allowed to go to church and stuff, but they left it up to us as to if we wanted to follow that path.
I got you
And none of the kids really chose that path. I mean, I did go to, I went to Sunday school and all that stuff, but it just wasn't my gig. Like I'd be like falling asleep all the time, and the stories weren't really compelling. And it could have
yeah
just been the preacher, right?
person doing it yeah
Yeah, because I mean, it makes a big difference to me. Like I found out later in life, sometimes I would go on like Easter Sundays just
hmm
just for the hell of it, just to say I did it, and
yeah
if the preacher was good, I had a great time. But if the
right
preacher was too, just like in the box and wouldn't like, try to do any analogies or jokes or anything like that, I'd be like falling asleep.
yeah
And like I said, it was just my parents were like, yeah, we were both brought up in religious environments, but we're not going to force you guys to do that. You guys make your own decisions. So that's
yeah
probably the biggest difference between you and me is my parents were like, do whatever you want.
yeah
We don't care. And yours were more like,
my
stay on the
my well
path or we kill you. No,
I
I'm
was
just
brought
kidding.
up Protestant, but it was, listen, it's something that I still follow to this day, and it's not, and you know me, I mean, even on the Battle Pirate show, if you heard me say a foul word, how many times can you count on your hand that I did? I
I
just
can't
don't,
even think of one.
I just
Unless
don't
you were
speak
drunk,
that. An adult beverage
which
never hurt.
happens. Which happens.
Every once in a while. Every once in a
Well, I
while.
worked in a lot of bars and stuff. So
Uh-huh.
I mean, outside of the hotel where I did several
Yeah.
jobs, including bartender,
Uh-huh.
I've worked in bars a lot in my life. So, I just that kind of language for me is just second nature, just because that's just
Yes.
how everybody talks like that.
Yeah.
And, I mean, eventually it rubs off on you.
Yep.
I mean,
Yep.
I do
Yep.
try to keep it clean, like on these shows. I try to keep it clean, and sometimes when I'm streaming, I'm not always clean. It really depends on how bad I'm getting my ass kicked. But I mean, it's just one of those things. So I get that. So that's I
Yeah.
mean, I'm sure that plays a big role into where we go in these games and stuff. But
hmm
I still, I still like to. I mean, well, I picked a name like Fear. I mean, come on, that wasn't intended to be, let's go to church. That was,
Yeah, yes. No,
I'm
no.
here for another reason. I'm here to hurt you.
Yes. Well, you know what my original name was in Battle Pirates?
No.
Fatty Arbuckle.
Oh God, Fatty Arbuckle.
And that's only
Where does
because a
that
friend
even
of mine.
come from?
Yeah, well, Fatty Arbuckle was like a famous like a guy in American history that was a traitor.
Oh goodness.
But he was. But the only reason why I went with Fatty Arbuckle is because when I was a kid or when I was a teenager, I met a guy that is my best friend to this day, and his next door neighbor saw me and he looks at me one look and he goes, "Fatty Arbuckle, how in the hell are you?"
What
And
the
he
hell?
didn't never met me before in his life.
I probably would have punched him.
So Fatty Arbuckle followed me. Well, I was not the kid that.
I
Remember,
know,
I was the kid that was trying to.
I'm just
So
saying,
so
if I was your buddy in school, though, I would have punched him for you.
Fatty Arbuckle followed me around, but it worked its way into other names, and then for the longest time, it just turned into Buckle. So that was my nickname, Buckle, for the longest time. Matter of fact, my friend that in Orlando, he still calls me Buckle to this day. What's up, Buckle?
Yeah.
He come to my mom and dad's house and say, Jamie James Buckle, is he here? I mean,
Buckle.
my mom's like, who's Buckle?
Yeah,
So,
who's Buckle? You had to
so
explain
anyways.
that. So anyway, yeah, that's kind of, so I mean, so I understand. So you picked that because it's kind of the way, and
Yeah.
and I picked that because, it was just for me it was more about I liked role playing. I never
Yeah.
did a lot of I never did a lot of cosplay or anything. As a matter of fact, I've always, even like during Halloween, although that's like my favorite holiday of the year. Obviously, our birthday's 4 days before that.
Mine's
And-
Christmas. But hey, I'm a
Yeah,
Christian.
well, whatever. Weirdo. Anyway, so Halloween's my favorite holiday. I never liked Christmas, never did, still don't. I just didn't like the whole premise of having to buy like 10 million people presents and all that. I don't care about all that.
Yeah, it's because you're cheap.
Yeah, cheap. Well, plus I'm always poor, so
dude.
except for when Kixeye was paying me millions.
Yeah.
Um,
So you can make the run to Big Lots.
I can't believe somebody actually said that to me once. Like
More than one time.
He's
More than
yeah,
one time.
he's got this big corporation, and I'm like, no, it's just like,
You guys are getting paid by they
Yeah.
thought that we were all getting paid at one point. I'm like,
dude,
no,
they're not-
no.
they
dude,
don't
no,
even
no.
like they don't like us. Okay,
No.
we're watchdogs. We would call them out on every single thing, and they did not like that because they just want you guys to give them money and walk away with it. They don't care
True.
about I mean, there are people in the organization that care, but the ones at the top that make the rules, that
They don't care.
they don't. The one guy in particular.
One guy.
Yeah, one guy in particular.
Harbin.
Yeah, and his name's the same as mine. It really pisses me off. Because the guy's name's Will should have more respect for people, I think.
Exactly. What the heck?
That's how I feel about that. But anyway, I didn't want to go off on a Kixeye rant, but whatever.
Yeah, we did. That's
We're probably gonna do that a few times. We're still recovering. We're still recovering from the brutal beatings that we got for several years over this game that we really wanted to see be something bigger and better than it was, and it just
Well,
happened.
hey, let me ask you a question. Let's throw it out to people that might, maybe not right now, that we might not see it right now in the chat, but what some of the things that we were talking about doing. Let's talk about some of the things that we were talking about doing. Let's see what people think about some of those things. Like one of the things that Will and I are talking about doing is we want to not particularly do movie reviews, but we want to give our movie opinions.
Yeah, like what we thought about it. Yeah.
Like what we thought about Star Wars: The Last Jedi. Like really set the internets on fire. Okay?
Yeah, we want to piss people off at least a couple times.
Yeah, exactly. Movie trailers, that kind of thing. So those are a couple things that we're thinking about doing. The other thing too is that is TV shows. Now, Will, you were saying that you have been watching tons and tons of Hulu and that kind of thing,
Netflix
and Netflix and all these different shows that are on there. And we named a few of them off last night. Like you watch Handmaid's Tale.
I just saw the new season one, and I'm just
Yeah.
like,
So you've been watching that. I have not watched that, but I look forward to get. I don't have Hulu, but I'm going to get it. I'd like to watch it. I was telling you about Black Mirror. Now I will tell you
I
this,
haven't
guys.
watched that yet.
Some of you guys are going to go, well, Jamie, though you're a Christian, you can't
Yeah.
watch those shows because they're not great. I will tell you that a show like Black Mirror is somewhat graphic.
It's the
Just like
devil.
just like yeah, the devil, the devil.
It's the devil.
You know, but like Orange is the New Black is funny as
Oh
anything.
God,
It's very graphic.
another
But
brain twister show.
that is
you
a
know.
brain twister. You can't. But see, here's the thing. I like watching these things, and then, there are some things that make me cringe. Don't get me wrong. There
Oh,
are
yeah,
things that
me
make me.
too.
There are things that happen in every movie that I'm like, why did that have to be there? Did the F bomb have to drop right there? Was it necessary? No, but I'll tell you this: there are some good shows that are being made right now. Black Mirror. I really like the Lost in Space on Netflix. So we're going to talk about stuff like
We do
that.
want to talk about that, and we're gonna watch some more stuff because we're gonna encourage each other to go watch these other shit
Yes.
that we didn't watch. So
And then we can talk about it and go, I think your taste in TV shows is horrible.
yeah, I don't
Opposed
think
to
so. I
whatever.
think we've got a pretty similar taste already.
Yes. The other thing we were going to talk about is, and you mentioned this a minute ago, you mentioned cosplay stuff. I'd like to. One of my bucket list things is that I want to go to a Comic-Con. I've never been to a Comic-Con. I have a lightsaber. You saw it a minute ago. Got it right here. My nice Obi-Wan Kenobi. I have an Obi-Wan Kenobi outfit. My wife has a Princess Leia outfit, and I'd like to go to a Comic-Con. I'd like to go to do some cosplay. I'd like to do more than just the one that I did. I'd like to explore what we think about those. I think you're going to go at some point. You're going to do
I want
something.
to go. Yeah, we had one like last weekend, but I want to
Uh-huh.
go to. I'd really like to go to a Gamescom or
Uh-huh.
like a TwitchCon,
VidCon or something like that.
anything, just to get out and reach out and talk to people because I've been doing this stuff on the internet since, the late 1990s. And, I've never actually, I've, other than two video game companies inviting me to their studio, I had Origin Systems back in the day when I was doing Ultima Online shows,
Uh-huh.
and I had Kixeye invite me out when I was doing, after we had done several years of Kixeye shows. Probably, against their better judgment, they let me come out there. And
Yeah, you
yeah,
get to go out there. I was the one that built that. Me and Price at a certain point. You got to go.
well, I didn't go
So-
for. I went for the vegans, not for the.
I got you. I know.
It was the vegan guy that invited.
Yeah,
me.
because Vegas still going. Yeah, I'm saying
That's not. Well, it is, but it's in
it's a dead game.
maintenance mode. Yeah, it's basically dead. So other than that, though, I've never really been to any of these things. So just real quick, since I've got this open, I'm gonna go ahead
Sure.
and see if there's any questions real quick. We're gonna take a question break here. Actually,
Question break.
We're almost at an hour. I told you we were gonna be longer.
I knew it. I knew it. We would be. You and I both know we would go over an hour.
Yeah. So
You know?
we've got Callie Wraith telling us that we're both old farts. Thank you, Callie.
Yeah. Well, guess what?
We got
He's right.
Highlander is telling us about something to do with two in the pink, one in the stink. A great comment.
I'm not sure what that means because
great comment. Yeah,
I don't know.
we get the best and the brightest here on the Will and Jamey podcast. Phil is
Dr. Phil?
Dr. Phil, yes.
Dr. Phil.
He's in there. Hey, unban me from your page, you bastard.
That's nice.
He gets to come to my show and I don't get to go to his. That's the bullshit, is what that is. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out why there's no more. There was more comments. This is so hard to find on this one. I hate this.
It is.
I hate it because it's like there were. Oh, and I already said Painkiller and Alpha Wolf, and there was some other. It's just I'm trying to pull the comments up and it's not showing me. Oh, there's
I know
a
what you're
pinned
saying.
comment.
I guess there is.
Oh, I must have screwed something up. Anyway, so Unpinned comment. There we go. Now maybe I can see the rest of the comment. I
So
don't know.
maybe, well, it's just this
But
new thing
anyway,
of technology.
we'll go back. Like I said, we may not stay on Facebook. We're starting here, and this is where we're going
Yeah.
to start, and we're going to work through some issues here. And if we decide down the road, like, YouTube's a better platform for us or Twitch is a better platform for us, we'll go ahead and scooch it over. It's one of those things, but Facebook right now is probably the most active platform I have, mostly because of all the downtime I had with my computer breaking and all that crap. And if you haven't watched that video, click on the videos tab on the left hand side of the page, and you'll see it. It's in there. But there's a lot of things going on, so everything's kind of died down. So, plus the fact that we're when I change every time I change games, it seems, or if I stick to one game and I try to do it for a while, then I build a little following. But then the minute I change it to some other game, it's like goes right. Even though I have, like, it says on my YouTube channel, it says I have 9,600 follower or subscribers, but it doesn't matter what I put up. If they don't want to watch it, they don't watch it. And if they don't, they may not even get notifications. I mean, the way YouTube works now, it really sucks. I pretty
They have
much
to
have
actually hit the bell to get
yeah, they have
the
to,
notification. Yeah.
yeah, and they have to watch the videos, because even if you pull the bell but you don't watch the videos, it still won't notify you. So it's a very tricky system that I haven't. It's worthless to, like, if you want to make revenue just from on ads, you're wasting your time.
Yeah.
But and that's some other topics we want to talk about too. I know that there's a group of you out there that have been inspired by BV in one way or another to do your own shows, to do your own talk shows. This is great. This is what I always wanted, and I would love to help facilitate that going forward. So some of the things we might talk about, Jamie and I, we might talk about how to do that, what you need to do to make that happen. How do you do the marketing? How do you do the, all that stuff? This is all stuff that I'm always continually learning, but I'm more than willing to share that information with you guys, for free. And that's something. And Jamie as well. He took a concept that I, brewed up in my head, and he ran with it, and he made major modifications to it and made a much more beautiful project than I could have ever done. And so he's got a lot of knowledge in that area too, and we'd love to share that kind of stuff with you guys. Obviously, we're going to talk about some video games because
Right. I was gonna say,
it is Battle
let's not
Vortex.
forget that we will talk about video games. And
Yeah.
and one thing is I want to say is if you look at the up at the top and on the side of me like this, you'll see our battle blades. Well, those are other spots that we
Yeah.
can have people come on with us. So we're planning on having other people every once in a while, not all the time, but having other people come on with us. And it may be a video game person, it may be a developer, it may be something
It
different.
might be another gamer like you,
Might be
or
another
it might
gamer.
be a streamer. It could be another YouTuber, Twitch,
Yeah.
Twitch streamer, all kinds of stuff. That's why we kind of want to leave it open ended. So these battle blades that Jamie's talking about, the battle vortex symbol is that battle blade, but in the center of battle blades for certain people, they all have a symbol in the center that equals their name. So my name's the three. It's basically like a dragon claw going through, and his represents Nashville,
Tennessee.
Tennessee. Yes.
The mid, the central. I mean, the east, the west, and the middle Tennessee. That's what it is.
That's
what
right.
the TriStar
See,
is.
so that's his thing, So I went with I didn't really know what to do for fear. It was kind of an up in the air thing. What equals fear? I didn't want to have a picture of a face going or something.
A cat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But I was like, you know what? I like dragons and claws,
Yeah.
and let's just go with that. I used to be a big fan. Like, do you ever go to Renaissance festivals or anything?
I have not been. We have a big Renaissance. We have a castle right up the street from us here. Literally a castle. And so we have them, but I haven't been one yet. No.
Well, so at a Renaissance festival, there's lots of shops, and there's shop people there, and they create things, right?
Are they
so you can buy
Are they ye olde shops?
Yeah, they're like ye olde shops,
Okay.
But they'll make
Okay.
things like dragon's claws that are holding on to a
Oh,
crystal
a ball.
ball, yeah,
Oh, I got
or
you.
or chainmail or whatever, or you can get those helmets with the horn, the Viking helmets with the real
Gotcha.
horns on them. I mean, you can
Good.
get
And
some really cool shit from the
they make it
Renaissance
for you
man.
right then and there.
Yeah, they just have it. Yeah,
How
they
would you
make it.
like your horns on your helmet today,
Yeah,
sir?
you want them
Would you like me
round?
to put it on there with your little? Oh, I like it. I like it. I
Uh,
like your attitude. There you go.
you just reminded me of it's the lichen.
It's to like it. sorry,
So
sorry. We'll get into
that's
that
one of
later.
the
We'll get into
best
it later.
that's one of the best videos ever. But
We'll
anyway,
have to
so
show that one.
I know if I could find it again, it's hard to find that now. But so um, yeah, I mean, back in the day when we were doing so many shows, there's tons and tons of content that we did that
Yeah,
I used to be able to say, oh yeah, it was show number 12 or whatever. But after we got into the 200s, I'm just like, yeah, whatever.
yeah.
It's yeah, you guys search for it. Just let me know if you find. Somebody is usually able to find anything that I mentioned.
Yep. Well,
Um,
you just said something interesting, and I think that's going to be part of our kind of our format going forwards. Is I would like to have a back in the day section because
yeah,
there are things that you and I have experienced that some of these young bucks
yeah, they don't
have
know
not
nothing. Yeah,
experienced in life, and it may not have anything to do with video games. Because Will, I want to make sure that people understand that you and I are doing this not just for the video game section of what we're doing. The reason why I even contacted you is because I heard your video on about diabetes,
hmm
or as Will Brimley would say, diabetes.
yeah, diabetes.
Um, and I've got and some of you guys probably noticed that I am a lot lighter than I used to be back when I did the Battle Pirate show, and so I've got things that I've been talking to you about, and there's things, real life things, and so Will, one of the things that I wanted to make sure that you and I were talking about is some real life stuff because
hmm
we get so involved in video games and we lose ourselves because that's what a lot of us are doing is we're losing ourselves in science fiction or in cosplay or in video games. But I want to make sure that people out there know that there are real people that do these same things, that play video games and that do these things that have some of the same issues as other people out there. And I know a lot of video game people out there are overweight and having issues, because it's not all of them live in their mom and dad's basement. I get that, okay?
I
Some of
would
them,
I would if my dad would let me.
if your dad would let
I'd
you,
move in
and
there. Yeah.
my father-in-law lives in my basement. so
There you go.
it's
You got a
all
better deal.
come full circle. But
Yeah.
that's part of what we want to do on this show is we want to hit a lot of different areas. When I said it earlier that we wanted to hit everything, anything, and nothing, it's that we might just talk about our week, or we might just talk about what we did, or we might just talk about the thing that's bothering us that week, or the video game that we're playing, or whatever. Who
Well,
knows?
and you
There's,
guys, the
you
guys that
know,
are watching this, you guys are more than, if you want to leave, topics that you're interested in, we'll certainly take a look at that and see if it's something we
absolutely.
can cover. We're pretty good at doing research and things if we don't know things, but, we're definitely interested in what the viewers are going to want to watch. So,
Yes, exactly.
if you guys want to watch something in particular, and no, we're not going to do gameplay of any Kickside games, so don't even bother with that. But
Oh my
because I
gosh.
know somebody will ask me about Backyard Monsters inevitably, so no,
Price
we
is
won't be
wrong.
playing that.
You'll be doing the battle
Yeah,
pirate
price is
on
wrong. It'll
Twitch.
take care of all your Kickside needs. I don't. Yeah, I'm not doing that anymore. I mean, the biggest thing, and I'll be honest with you guys, the reason that I don't want to cover that stuff is because I'm vehemently opposed to pay to win.
Yeah.
And Kixeye has definitely went down that road, a pay to win, and to basically drain your wallets forever. I mean, and there's a lot of people that do it, and so there's no reason for them to stop. But there's never enough pressure on them to get them to change their minds because of the people that would spend way too much money and just not care. Some people have these large amounts of money, whether it's
Expendable cash.
income or whatever,
Yeah.
their parents were rich, or I don't know what the hell it is. But when you got this pool of whales in each of their games, and then us like, like moderate spenders or no
Yeah.
spenders try to put up an argument, well, they're like, well, screw you. We've got, we're making millions of dollars off of these other kids. We don't care
Yeah.
what you're doing. Or, even if they're old, I doubt they're older. I would assume that
Yeah.
they're younger. Because an older person, say our age, like Jamie and I, we have bills, and we have, like Jamie in particular, he's got wife and kids and college funds and
And
things like
grandkids,
that. Yeah,
Kevin.
grandkids. See, I just hole up in the apartment and don't talk to anybody. That's all I do. But I
So you
still
gotta
don't
do
make
it
that
in the
much money, so I don't have a lot of money.
Yeah, you do.
I have a good amount more than I would have if I had the
If you
wife
were
and the
married and
kids
kids.
and the college funds and the grandkids. Then I would be broke as like
We haven't even got into
I'd be
whether or
broke
not
like
we pay
Jamie.
alimony or anything.
No, I don't have an alimony. That's
Oh,
only because
good,
they
good,
haven't.
good.
That's only because they haven't taken me to court.
They didn't figure that out yet.
Yeah, they haven't figured out how to get me into court yet. So,
Gotcha.
not saying that couldn't be true. I don't know. The day's still young. We could work
Sure.
on that later. It is Thursday night. We could go out tonight.
Absolutely.
But yeah. So yeah, and we definitely want to talk about a lot of different stuff. But like I said, it's all up in the air right now. We're gonna work that out with you guys, hopefully. And like I said, if anybody knows any artists that want to help me with some artwork for this border,
Absolutely.
I would be totally down with that. This border was this. I threw this together yesterday. It's like, man, I need a border because I knew how big the screen. I was like, I know how
Yep.
big the camera screens are going to be, and it's basically 1/4 of a 1080p screen. So I had to make a box with a cross in it. And there you go. There's my beautiful visual.
I think it looks wonderful.
I think it looks pretty good. I did it in red though. I was thinking about how I could do it where I could contrast it like half red and half blue, so you could be the blue part down on the bottom, and I'd be the red part.
The light side.
To go dark and light side. That would have been kind of cool.
That's okay. I mean, we'll figure that out.
Yeah, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there, buddy.
Well, yeah, and that's one of the things too is that I just want to reiterate that we're talking about any there are if somebody's got some, hey, you guys ought to talk about, I don't know, dinosaur eggs. Okay.
Dinosaur eggs. We'll figure it out.
What do you think about dinosaur eggs?
I think dinosaur eggs are awesome, but I've never actually seen
they
them.
open up. They open up, and the dinosaurs come out, and they're nice and pretty, and then they eat people.
They go. That's the mama. Or something like that.
Not the mama.
You remember that show?
Oh, absolutely. See,
Yeah.
there we go. We just
Just went back in the day.
back in the day, the dinosaur TV show. Not the mama.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, not the mama.
Not the mama.
Is that what it was? I couldn't remember.
Not the mama. So
I just remember.
yeah.
That reminded me. For some reason, I just thought of Slee Stacks right after that.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
Land of the Lost.
Yeah, I love that show too.
Sid and Marty Krofft
Yeah,
show that came
good
on after
show.
school when we got
Good
home.
show.
Yep.
And
See, that's the thing. Kids today, they want to get home. You know what they want to do? They want to play Fortnite. Okay? Because one of the things we haven't talked about is one of the things that I'm a substitute teacher. That's what I do for a daytime job. You work in IT, right?
I'm an IT guy. Yeah.
But I hear 5th and 6th grade kids all day long when they want to get home. I can't wait to get home and play Fortnite. When we were kids, we wanted to get home and watch Land of the Lost, or what was that other TV show with Sigmund and the Sea Monster? All those different shows that came on. The Sid and Marty or my favorite, which a movie is coming out pretty soon. Remember Shazam?
Oh yeah, I heard that was coming. I love Shazam.
Captain Marvel, DC Captain Marvel, not Marvel Captain Marvel, but DC Captain Marvel. So that movie is in the process of being made, and it's like all this stuff from our childhood. I mean, this Lost in Space TV show that came up. So our back in the day is going to have a lot to do with stuff that's going on now.
Yeah.
Because they're because it turns out there's nothing new under the sun. My mom used to tell me that all the time. There's nothing new under the sun. And she's right, there's not. Nobody knows how to make a new song anymore. It's all just rehashed crap of somebody else's song. Okay?
Yeah.
So and same thing with movies and all that kind of stuff. remakes are the thing to do. So, and I was looking at my list. Of course, what you guys don't know is I'm the list guy.
He'll be
Fear,
taking the notes.
fear will just kind of just, hey man, I remember all this
Yeah.
stuff. Well, almost age 52, I don't remember, and I wrote some notes down. One of the things that I want to talk about is technology, new stuff that's out in the world, like whether it has to do with streaming things. Because listen, there are some things that I might need to upgrade here, that will help us to do our show better. And I'm relying on people to go, hey, you ought to try this or you ought to try that kind of thing. So I'm hoping we get more and more people that will kind of respond to us, and talk, and we'll talk about new things coming up. And some things I will be absolutely clueless about, and I will not have any problem with letting you know that I don't have any clue, because you might start talking about some video game, like if you were start talking about Black Desert Online right now and you didn't get me to start playing it yesterday, I would go, I don't know, but I will still say you can talk all about it all you want. I am absolutely clueless. Just like if you were to talk about World of Tanks, these guys got me to play this last night.
Those guys know way more than I. Yeah, see, they run circles around me on that one.
And so that was another thing that we may end up doing. One of the things that I talked to you about, Will, right up to that, was that I'd like to do some stuff where you teach me how to play games, because even though some people think that I was this Battle Pirates, I sucked at Battle Pirates, guys. I mean, I had my moments when I was okay, when I spent some money on it, because that's the only way you could win. But, the guys like Price and Liam, those were my friends. Those are the guys that helped me figure out how to play the game. Yeah. There was too much math involved in that game. I don't like math, okay? I am not going to play. I'm not going to do math while I'm playing a video game.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about stuff like that. Is there anything else that you can think of that I know we're kind of running the gamut. We're getting kind of late now, but I just wanted to throw out all the different things that we might be talking about.
Yeah. Well, we did have a question, which I think we kind of already answered, but Dr. Phil wants to know, if we were to go to cosplay, what would we cosplay as?
Well, I have right now, like I told you, I had a Jedi outfit that I purchased that I'm working on, and my next Jedi outfit is I want to be the old Luke Skywalker from The Last Jedi. That's nice. What I want, the gray outfit with because I've got the boots and everything. That's what I want to do. I can't grow the beard, because when I grow facial hair, it looks like the same hair that grows around my anus.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Yeah. It's the same. It's patchy and just kind of like
scraggly. Well, you can put a glue on beard.
I guess I could, but I
get a Jesus beard. That'll look cool.
And the other thing too is that if I got to wear a contact lens or something, I've never worn contact lenses in my life, but you can't show up to a cosplay thing wearing a pair of glasses if you're going to be Luke Skywalker or Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I know. I have a problem with that.
They didn't create that in the. They didn't have glasses in.
They didn't have glasses
in the Old Republic.
In the Old Republic, yeah. And I just bought an outfit actually. When I used to play Ultima Online, I was always I was an evil priest, so to speak, in the Spanish Inquisition. If you watch Monty Python, you know about no one expects the Spanish Inquisition, that kind of thing. That outfit, and Jamie's seen it. He's the only one that's seen it. That. I have the hood and the red cloak and the red robe and the cross, the whole nine. So I would be, Cardinal Fear. I would go as that.
See, my problem was always it was hard to do cosplay when I was heavier because there was a meme that was floating around the internet a few years ago that it was Darth Vader with a stormtrooper, and he was a heavy stormtrooper. He probably should not have been a stormtrooper like in real life. And Darth Vader was saying the fork is strong with this one.
The fork.
And so it was only after I've lost a little bit of weight, and I'm still kind of a heavy set Obi-Wan Kenobi. Just let's get that right, okay? So that's the one thing about cosplay that's hard though, is that so many of the costumes, they're really based on what the body style of the person is you're trying to do. I mean, and it's a pain because, listen, I will never fit into a C-3PO outfit.
Well, probably
Okay,
neither. Yeah.
I'm just telling you. Unless I got
It's a
down
really
to
tall C3PO.
no, I'd actually I mean probably not
It
far
would be
off,
a chunky
but
one. You'd have to be a
I would be
bigger.
I would be C3XPO.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
XPO. I like that.
3XPO. But that's the thing about cosplay is that now I will tell you that I do love seeing cosplay that's out there. Like my wife owns the Princess Leia outfit, but I'm trying to turn her into a gray Jedi and get a lightsaber for her. And she's like, "Well, who is it?" And I said, "Well, it's nobody. It's just a Jedi."
Yeah.
Well, I want to be somebody. I'm like, come on. You can't
Yeah.
be everybody. I mean, so cosplay's fun. I can't wait to try to listen. I know I will be. I was at a Halloween costume party thing with my outfit last year, and I was self-conscious.
Yeah.
Imagine what I'd be like walking through a bunch of people. But you know what? I'd be afraid they'd look at me and go, "Oh, you bought your costume off the rack."
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
don't care.
I made mine. That's the thing that I'm afraid of. I don't
No,
know.
I
Does
don't
that
think
kind
they'll
of thing
do that.
happen?
No,
You
they
know,
won't.
like
Cosplayers
you
are
spent,
real cool. They don't care.
you spent $100 on yours. I spent $300 on mine, and I bought the
Yeah.
Ultra Force lightsaber that I can actually fight with. You poser.
No, they don't. The
So,
cosplayers are not judgmental like that.
I hope not. I hope not because I'm gonna do it now. I will tell you that pretty soon. Okay, guess what? In May, we'll talk about this real quick. Real quick. Solo, a Star Wars story is coming out. I will not be wearing my costume at that deal. But if it was now Episode 9, I promise you that I will wear my costume because my daughter did not let me do it for Last Jedi. She said, "No,
What?
Dad, She bought me tickets for my birthday. And she said, "You can't wear your costume." And I said, "Come on." So you know what I did? We went to Thursday night, and then on Saturday, my wife and I got dressed up. We went to the movie.
There you go.
With our costumes on, and I had people taking pictures with us and all kinds of stuff. Now, I did not have this lightsaber because they would not allow me to bring this. I didn't have it until Christmas anyways, but they wouldn't allow anybody to bring one of these into the movie theater. So,
Well, I'm kind of
anyways.
upset. I'm gonna have to bring my lightsabers back home. I have them at work because my office is decorated in the dark side.
Sorry.
Pretty serious.
I do that for you. So,
That's
anyways.
good. Thanks, buddy. So that's kind of where we're at, and
That's where we're at, man.
I think somebody said something about getting LASIK surgery, and we're a little too old for that, buddies.
My wife had it done 15 years ago, and it lasted a long time. But I will tell you this: that I've got the type of eyes that if I were to get it done, it'd cost about $2,500 an eye. I've already had it looked at because
I've had a friend that got it, and he asked about getting it redone, and they basically told him he's too old.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And he's a month older than we are.
Hey,
so,
when you get old, your eyes just go. Your eyes go, and you have to go to the bathroom a lot. Okay. If I even hear a waterfall, or if it starts raining outside, I got to go to the bathroom. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Somebody starts talking
now
about.
I gotta pee. Now that you said that.
Yeah, I know. Me too. All of a sudden, now they start talking about.
Now
it.
I gotta go pee. Damn it. So anyway, guys, look for us next Thursday. We'll probably be right back here on Facebook. We're gonna see how this video goes. Like I said, please feel free to leave some comments. We'll try to peel through, and if there's anything we missed, we'll try to get you guys set up.
And I'll try to get Fear to follow a script of some sort. I don't know if that's possible. Yes, he's shaking his head already. See, he's already like, I ain't following.
No,
you.
we will do that. I'm just saying, this week, there wasn't going to be no script, but
yeah, I know.
We're gonna set up some systems where we can kind of lay things out, and then I'll let Jamey be in charge, and he can keep me on script if he wants. But,
yeah, I'm like a good director.
Yeah, he is a good director. Hey, it was the best hire I ever made for.
If you guys only knew, other than Price and maybe Liam and Ben and some of those guys that were on the show, what I would do before we ever got to the show, back before Price took over, making sure keep them going, keep them moving, keep them, that kind of thing. So. I'm not like that. I don't want to be like. That's the thing with this show. We don't want that to be completely.
Well,
like
we were like the comedy relief for the shows, That's what made it nice. It was like you weren't the details guy and the spreadsheet guy. You were the funny guy, and I'm the funny guy.
The village
the
idiot.
ones that I was
the village idiot. So. And
Yeah.
I knew I was.
So
Don't
now
get me wrong.
we're together, two funny guys. We should be able to make some funny content.
Two morons.
Two
Two morons
morons.
walk into a bar.
Two morons and one cup.
Oh, ooh, ooh.
Ooh.
Long as the cup is alcohol, adult beverage. Sorry, alcohol. I wasn't supposed to say that out loud.
Cheers to that. Cheers to
My
that.
mom. I'm sorry, Mom.
That looks like some moonshine. Your mom's gonna kick our ass.
No. That's Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola. That's what mine is. Pepsi.
Diet Coca-Cola. So, anyways.
Anyway, guys, I think we're gonna wrap it up for tonight. You should check me out on Saturday. I'll probably do another Fear blog on the phone, and I'll probably try to do some streaming this weekend.
I probably will. I'm going to be doing. That's the thing too. I'm going to be doing a little streaming on my Twitch channel. My Twitch channel is Captain CAP_Nash at Twitch. So .tv, is that what it is? So that's my Twitch, and that's my Twitch channel. I've also got a Captain Nash YouTube channel. So if you guys are out there looking, and I'm going to be playing. Let's see. Right now, I'm going to be trying to play Fortnite, which. And I told you that I'm a substitute teacher, so I have fifth and sixth grade kids going, "Hey there, Mr. Jamey, do you play Fortnite?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they say, "What's your game name?" So they can come teabag me on the after they kill me. So that, and I'm playing Black Desert Online, and I'm gonna start looking at a couple of the games that I can play and actually stream from a moron's perspective, Not from like I'm the best player ever and you have to follow me, but how a regular dude that's in his 50s that does not live in his mom and dad's basement.
No.
So that's what I'm going to be doing. So follow me over there too on Twitch and on YouTube.
Is your man cave upstairs or in the basement?
My cave is upstairs.
Oh, you got an upstairs man cave.
I do. My kids are moved out, and one of them's pregnant, like I said, and so I've got a room upstairs, and my dog lives in the other room. So
cool, man.
So,
anyways. All right, guys. Well, thanks for coming out and watching us tonight. Don't forget to check us out. I'm twitch.tv/fear_now on Twitch, and you can catch me there on Saturdays usually, and right here on Facebook. I usually come around and do a short vlog of crap that I'm just.
And if I'm on, I'll troll you when you're doing it.
That's good. That's what they all do.
I'll make that little face.
Yeah.
A troll face.
Arr! Get up an eye patch at least. Do something.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for coming out.
All right. See you guys.